Can I just say one thing firstly? I love the name Eat Sleep Boxing Repeat.
Welcome back to ESBR Boxing's YouTube channel. Delighted as always to be joined by Thomas. This is a video about one of the big stars in America, Jaron Ennis, who recently confirmed his move up to 154 pounds, the super welterweight division. Yeah, the former unified champion at welterweight, now fighting at 154. And yeah, no better man at ESBR to speak to about Jaron Ennis than Thomas. Thomas, good to be joined by you as always. Hoping it's going to kind of be a big 12 months or so for Jaron Ennis. He's kind of gone there and he's been world champion. He's kind of solidified himself as the best in the division at welterweight, and we're waiting to see what he can do at super welterweight, 154 pounds. How how deep into the hype train are you on Jaron Ennis, Thomas? Like, are we talking about someone who can win world titles at super welterweight and middleweight? Are we talking about like a pound for pound star here? How good can this guy be in your opinion?
Well, I think he definitely has potential to be a champion or perhaps a unified champion at junior middleweight. I don't know about middleweight or above, but um, I do think he has the potential, but I don't know. 154 as time goes on is just starting to look so stacked. Um, I got to see how he does against one of those guys. Like I would have, but before this past weekend, I would have liked him against Fundora, and now I don't even know. Like Fundora looked really good against Tim Tszyu in the rematch. Um, and I don't know if I would be confident in picking Jaron Ennis to beat um, Vergil Ortiz. Um, maybe maybe Madrimov. I still think that even Madrimov would be like a tough fight for him. Yeah, it's deep waters there at 154. But I like there's part of me that wants to see him stay at 147 because I would like to see him try to be undisputed. But um, I think now is really when we're gonna start seeing like the big fights for Ennis.
Yeah, absolutely. What about talk to me about the Vergil Ortiz fight, Thomas? Because that's the fight we want to see, right? That's the really big fight. Two undefeated Americans, two punchers. Um, what about that fight? Do you think we can see that fight soon? Do you think we'll ever see that fight? I hate to use the word, like, is it one of those fights that could kind of marinate and we never we never actually see it? But what are your thoughts on that? Have you got any confidence we'll see that fight anytime soon?
Um, boy, I mean I really hope so, obviously, but I think perhaps there's a better chance of that fight happening than I think like a few years ago. Like if given the promotional landscape in Riyadh season and everything like that, I think a matchup like that where Vergil hasn't even won a legit world title yet. So I think in this Riyadh season era, perhaps they don't let that marinate and they know what the fans want and just make it happen. Um, I hope that is the case because I think that's a really fun fight. Not It's not just a fun fight in terms of like their um where they're at in their careers and everything and what they've accomplished, but just stylistically, they're both very fun to watch offensively, and they're very skilled on top of it. So I think it will have everything.
Yeah, no, look, it would be a massive fight, wouldn't it? Like, my gut is that both fighters fight in maybe October, November time, whether it be on a Riyadh season card or not, and then maybe in February, March next year, we'll get to see that fight. I think Turki Al Sheikh doesn't mess around when it comes to fights that he wants, and he wants to see the biggest fights. He wants to see the best fighting the best. And whether there's a world title on the line or not, I've got a feeling we're going to see that. If I had to push you for a prediction, Thomas, we just saw Sebastian Fundora stop Tim Tszyu in their rematch. if that fight was to get happen straight away, would you lean towards someone? Because that's a tough fight as well for Boots.
I want to lean towards Boots Ennis. Uh, but it's hard for me to get past, just that long, the height and the reach of Fundora. And if he uses it effectively, it's going to be a real problem. I mean, when has Jaron Ennis ever fought anyone like that?
Mm.
So I think it's going to be interesting to see how he would be able to get on the inside of the reach and really get to Fundora. And Fundora's been looking better and better, so I'm not. It's hard for me to pick, but I guess I'll lean towards Boots slightly.
It's a tricky one. I just think Boots looked so good in his last fight, and it was a shame that that was his last fight at 147 because he looked so good against Danny Ennis. Final question from me, Thomas. I think look, we're expecting to receive an announcement in the next month about Jaron Ennis. Big fights are awaiting, you would like to think, but we will see what happens. But final question from me. Keith Thurman, is you'd imagine is kind of on the lookout for a fight. We saw him out not too long ago against Brock Jarvis in Australia. Um, yeah, 36 years old now, so not getting any younger. But is that a fight that I'm not? Is that a fight that still appeals to you? Keith Thurman, former world champion, just the one loss on his record to Manny Pacquiao. Is that a fight that would appeal to you if it was kind of Jaron Ennis's kind of debut at 154?
I actually think that would make quite a bit of sense for him to have that be his first fight at junior middleweight. As someone who was a welterweight themselves
Mm.
in the past, to fight him at junior middleweight in your debut fight there, I think makes a lot of sense. And Keith Thurman's a name. He looked good in his last fight against Brock Jarvis, so it's not like anybody can say like he's just fighting like a Keith Thurman that's coming off the couch or anything like that. Obviously Thurman looks to be in. I mean, he was fighting Brock Jarvis, but he still looks to be in great shape. At least he's still quick, still appears to be a puncher. So I think that would be it. It wouldn't be a bad matchup.
Yeah, and like the rumors were that Keith Thurman was possibly going to fight Tim Zhu. That fight didn't happen. Tim Zhu went to fight Sebastian Fundora again, and I think Keith Thurman was ringside over the weekend. So I'm sure you would like to think he's looking for a big fight, and I think that that fight can possibly be made. It maybe depends on whether Jaron Ennis, whether Keith Thurman um can be kind of paid to his liking, if that if that makes sense. I'm sure he's after big paydays at this stage of his career, but it's a fight I can see happening. It's a fight that makes sense to me. But we'll see. We'll see. Jaron Ennis, big 12 months ahead, you would like to think, but we shall see. Thomas, good to be joined by you as always. If you enjoyed this video, please do subscribe to this channel if you haven't done so already. And let us know what you think is next for Jaron Ennis, a very talented fighter, someone who's undefeated. And yeah, we'll maybe see him fight for a world title at 154 in the next 12 months. Thomas, thank you as always. I will speak to you again very soon.
Likewise, thank you.